Good evening, Nick. It is Friday, and I got a new hat to replace my old hat that I lost a couple of years ago. It looks relatively similar to this one. It's the same style. You can see that, and I'm really excited about it. I don't know. I've always really loved hats. But let's face it, Nick. I didn't come to talk to you about my hat. I came to talk to you so that I avoid getting punished again. But really what I want to talk to you about is punishment itself, because I know this is a topic that usually comes up basically after somebody gets punished. And so I guess I'm going to keep it that trend. I want to talk about punishment again. What I want to talk about, instead of like punishments in and of themselves, or even the person who's necessarily punished, I want to talk about the onlookers, the people who see the punishment, and why they think punishment's necessarily good, or they enjoy it, as you so put it when you mentioned that you enjoyed my punishment. Like, why do people enjoy the punishment of others? Now, Nick, I might be what a lot of people would call not an expert, and so this is just kind of me making stuff up. This isn't anything that I've researched. If anybody would come across this video and be like, no, that's not true, research says otherwise, they were probably right. This is just me kind of spewing my own thoughts, although to be fair, if anybody has seen any of our videos, including us, Nick, we would know that most of it is just us kind of thinking of stuff off the top of our heads and not really doing the research, so hooray for consistency. What I really think punishment's kind of about, Nick, in my very unprofessional opinion, is that punishment's almost like a kind of payment to society. Now, I know we tend to think of payments as usually monetary, usually dollars, or depending on what country you're from, or sometimes maybe a good or a service, and so punishment doesn't feel like it should necessarily fit that bill. But it is almost kind of a service rendered when you think about it, although it's not a service that you typically want to render, but it is a service rendered. And Nick, in society, we kind of give up things that we would normally be able to do if there weren't any rules, like I can't go around killing people, or stealing from them, or beating them up, or kicking them in the teeth, or any numerous bad things. And that's probably good because other people have also agreed not to do those things. And the vast majority of everybody goes pretty much every day not doing any of those things that I've listed, among many other things that I've also listed. But there are people who do those things and other things that are illegal. So it feels like sometimes they owe society because we have chosen not to do that in exchange for everybody else not doing that. So when somebody else does it, you kind of feel like you're owed something. And I think that's really where punishment comes in, Nick, is we want it made up to us. Even if I had nothing to do with that crime has not affected me personally in any way, shape, or form. It still kind of has, because I have elected not to do that because it is the law. And so when somebody else is flouting the law that I've gone out of my way to obey, it feels like they do kind of owe me. And a lot of people in society feel like they're also owed because they have also elected not to do those things. And while I'm sure it's a lot more complex than that, there's a lot more reasons. I feel like that's maybe one reason why people feel like others need punished as opposed to taking kind of corrective actions. They feel like they're owed. So, Nick, I'll see you Monday.